Hi, I'm Claude from Wilderness Skills. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the backpack I'm wearing. It's from Wisport and it's the Whistler 35. So let's talk about some of the details on the Whistler 35 from Wisport. Well, the weight is 1600 grams. It is made from a 1000 denier Cordura. This means that the bag itself is not 100% waterproof. It is water resistant, and it is water resistant for some time. There is a rain cover with this backpack, so that helps a lot. The dimensions of the backpack is it is 50 centimeters in height, 33 centimeters in width, and 23 centimeters in depth. When looking at the backpack, starting up here on the top, we have the exit ports for the drinking system. It is covered by a piece of Cordura, so if it rains, the water will not run into the main compartment. Really smart done. And you have two ports, either going to the left or to the right lifting straps here. Then we have a couple of adjustment straps for the shoulder straps, so you can pull the backpack closer to your body or have it a little bit further away. Then there's two rows of pouch webbing, or it's actually not true pouch webbing, because if it's true pouch webbing, then the distance between each of the holes here should be 1 inch, and the distance between the rows should also be 1 inch, and there is a little bit more than 1 inch between the rows. And then we have a good carrying handle here in the middle of the two rows of pouch webbing, and the lifting handle is sewn together, so you have a good grab on it. What I don't like about the placement of the lifting system here, or the lifting handle, is that it is placed in between the two rows of pouch webbing. So this means actually that if you place a bag or something, or a small pouch on top of this, you cannot use your handle. I would rather prefer that the handle was down here closer to the back side. The next thing we come to is two compression straps, or two equipment straps. I've placed my bivy sack here, the Corinthia Explorer 2 Plus. And there is actually room to adjust, to have even more space here on these two straps here. Then we reach the first zipper. It is to the main compartment. The zipper is covered with this storm or rain flap here, which prevents water entering the main compartment. The zipper is a really large zipper. I think that this zipper is dimensioned to its function. There is two zipper pulls, which each has a long piece of string, so you can use them with gloves on. The zipper here works perfectly. I've used them a lot and had no problems with them at all. Then we have a piece of Velcro estate where you can place flags, morale patches, or whatever you want. The next thing we come to is the smaller outer pocket with a zipper. Again, it's a two-way zipper with two pulleys, again with the string. And again, I think the zipper here is dimensioned to its function. Going down here on the front, we have a small slot pocket used for papers or small snacks or whatever we want. Again, a really nice zipper, dimensioned to its function, also with a pulley, a string pulley here. Then we have 4 rows of pouches, so you can place motor compatible pouches and stuff, first aid kits and whatever you want here on the front. Then we're ending up down here in the bottom, where you have two gear straps, and they are quite long, and you can place tent, sleeping bag, whatever you want here. When looking at a backpack, I normally look at the buckles, the zippers, the quality or the choice of materials, and the quality of the stitching. And on this backpack, All the buckles are ITW NEXUS or DURAFLEX type, so this has the right click sound that I love to hear. Not something springy or, you know, like a subdued sound, but it's a really nice sound. This also means that if you're, because this is ITW NEXUS DURAFLEX compatible, if it breaks, you can almost get a new one all around the world. It is really rare if you cannot get a spare buckle. And also the dimensions of the all the zippers on this one is perfect, I think. And then again, you can see on this one you have a lot of straps and a lot of buckles and so on. Me personally, I think that's a really good idea, because then I can form the bag as I want. I can put stuff on it, I can take it off, I can adjust it to my own needs. I can even put a smaller bag on the outside, or I can put this one here outside a larger bag. So I think the option to have the long straps and all the buckles is really good, is at least for me. I know some people, they think it's too much, and there's nothing in the world who prevents them to cut off the straps or the buckles. Just remember, if you do that, you might have a hard time to put stuff on the bag afterwards. But it's a personal preference. I like the back, I like the straps and the buckles. Some don't. So it's up to you. Let's continue on the side here. We have two really long compression straps where you can easily put a tent or a sleeping bag on it to secure it. Has a couple of elastic bands here to secure all the excess webbing. Then we have 3 rows of pulse webbing. Then we have a pocket which can hold a 1 liter Nalgene bottle, and if the pack is packed to the gills, I'm not sure that you can have a Nalgene bottle in each side. You can in one side, because it is not equipped with an elastic band. So actually, when you put in the Nalgene bottle, you actually press half of the bottle into the backpack. And if you have a lot of hard stuff inside, it might not move as much as you want. So that might be something to consider. Under the pocket here, you have 3 rows of pouch webbing again. Looking on the other side, which is identical, I have a ½ liter bottle, and that goes pretty easy in and out. But again, if the pack is packed to the gills, you might have some troubles using this. Down here at the bottom, we have a opening, small pockets closed by Velcro. And here we have the rainfly. It's a good and big rainfly, which can easily cover the whole backpack. And you can tighten it up with this this piece of bungee cord, and there is a locking mechanism here. One of the small negative things about the backpack is that the rainfly is not secured to the backpack with a small hook. I think the company should have gone this way to just, you know, this little detail. I know you don't need a lot of thought taking a carabiner yourself or some 550 cord and securing it to the backpack, but this is one of the small details that I would like the company to have in order. And then we end up here on the back side, where you can see the padding system. It is the SAS Plus, and that is the semi-adjustable system. And there is air nets on all the areas who's touching your body. So here, both here on the back, on the hip belt, and on the shoulder straps. The air net helps you removing heat from the body, and there's also this air channel going up here on your spine actually, which also helps with the airflow. The padding is really nice. It is thick both here on the back side, on the hip belt, and on the shoulder straps. Looking up here on the top of the shoulder straps, you can see the adjustment webbing and buckle, so you can tighten or loosen this and get the backpack closer or further away from your body. This piece of webbing continues all the way down here to the buckle, but there is a piece of elastic band here where you can secure your drinking tube behind that. Then there is a piece of webbing here, also where there's room enough for your drinking tube. And here on this webbing goes down on the strap. It has a couple of openings where you can put a carabiner or a grimlock or something, so you can carry extra stuff. Going down here close to the quick release buckle, there is the chest strap, and it has also a really long piece of webbing, so you can actually wear this if you are wearing Kevlar also. The chest strap is detachable, and on the chest strap on both sides, Wisport has put these small plastic holders for your drinking tube, so you can decide on which side you want to fasten it, and these can rotate 360 degrees, so you have a lot of stuff to play with here in placing your drinking tube, whatever configuration you like. And the underneath the drinking tube there is this quick release buckle, so if you need to dump your bag if you're in a hurry, you can just use quick release buckles and then your belt buckle, of course, and then off you go. Or if you're stuck someplace and need to get out of the bag quite fast, these quick releases are really effective. And then this piece of webbing goes all the way down here to the corner, and where it's sewn to this small triangle of Cordura with a double stitching. This brings us down here to the hip belt. It has a really good, nice, wide padded hip belt, and you can adjust the hip belt here using this piece of webbing and the buckle here, so you can have the backpack closer or further away from your body. There is also possible areas for placing a small pouch here. There's a couple of openings here where you can place a pouch. You have a large and sturdy buckle, and you can either choose to pull on both of the piece of webbing, and this will place the buckle on the middle of your stomach, or you can just choose to pull in one of them, and that will draw the buckle to the right or the left side, whatever you prefer. I normally do this if I have a big belt on my trousers, then I don't like the hip belts buckle to be on top of that one, because then it can annoy me sometimes by pressing it into my stomach. So normally I just move the big buckle here on one of the sides, and that fits me perfectly. The hip belt is detachable, and it is asymmetrical, so that means if this configuration doesn't fit you, you can just take it off, turn it 180 degrees around and try that one. And if that doesn't work for you, well, then you can just keep it off, put your own hip belt in, and then that might work. It is fastened with Velcro here in the back, so there's no problem in taking it off. So that was a little talk about the outside of the bag. Let's take a look on the inside. As I mentioned before, there is this small flat pocket here on the outside, where you can place papers or small pieces of snacks. Then we have the first room on the outside. This lid opens approximately halfway down, so you get a pretty good view of what you have inside the bag. Just for information purposes, I just fill this up with a couple of cubes from Eagle Creek. This is a quarter cube and a half cube. Inside there is a closed pocket, and you can open and close this with the zipper, and this takes about half of the pocket space. Again, it's not so deep, so it's more for papers and stuff and small snacks. Other than that, there's nothing in this pocket. It is totally clean. Then we come to the main compartment. This lid can be opened around 2/3 way down, and this gives you a really good view of what's inside the main compartment. Let's have a look. I have my small survival kit in my Tasmanian tiger bag. I have a half cube filled to the gills. I got a quarter cube filled to the gills, and I got a full-size cube also filled to the gills. Then I have my Jetball Minimo. I have my Life Venture Silk Sleeper. And down here in the bottom I have my VD Tour sleeping pad. Really nice sleeping pad. Isolates you from the ground really well. And then looking here in the lid, you can see there is two zippers. The top one here has access to a room covering the whole lid, and the next zipper, which is about a quarter of a way down, covers the rest of the room, so about 3/4 of the lid. The main compartment itself is totally clean. There is a extra room or a pouch here in the back where you can place your drinking system. This is a 3-liter Camelback. There is a small piece of webbing here where you can attach your drinking system to, and then of course there is the opening for the tube, the drinking tube itself. If I should talk about my own experiences with this backpack, well, I've used this both as a travel bag, and that was really nice because you can compress it if you don't have that much in it, and there's ample room for travel papers and stuff in the outside pockets. I also use it as a day pack for a couple of 2 to 3 days trip, both here in Denmark but also over in the United States, and it has worked perfectly. Didn't let me down anyway. The only couple of negative things I have about this is the rain cover, as I already mentioned. It is not attached permanently to the bag, and also the pockets, the side pockets here. When the pack is fully loaded, it is really hard to put stuff in on the side. So normally I don't use them when the pack is loaded. Then I just have an extra pocket here on the outside where I can put Nalgene bottles or whatever I want to put on the outside. Positive things: I really like all the pouch webbing. I like all the buckles and the long straps, so I can adjust and personalize my loadout. This is something which is really important to me. I also like the grab handle, except when I have something here on the top, then I cannot use the grab handle, so I would prefer they move the grab handle a little bit backwards. The carrying system, I think the carrying system is really nice. The shoulder straps is ergonomically formed. They fit me well. And also the hip belt fits me really well, and the padding is totally perfect, at least for my purposes. I also really like all the pockets, both on the outside and on the inside, because it's an easy way to organize all your gear. And I like the big main compartment. It is so easy to organize all your gear using either these cubes from Eagle Creek or another brand of cubes. It is really easy to organize your gear inside. So that's what I had to say about the Whistler 35 from Wisport. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.